My name is Dr. Yoni Witten. I'm the founder of the Pain Fix Protocol. This week I wanted to try something a little different, so I prepared a short quiz to test your knowledge of posture and overall health. So take the quiz and see how you do. So this quiz is super short. It's just a fun little exercise, only 5 questions, but I do want you to make sure that you have a pen and paper ready to mark down your answers. All set? Here we go. Question 1. Which of these two houseplants is more healthy? Option A or B? Think about which one you'd rather receive as a gift. Question 2. Which of these sunflowers is more healthy? Option A or option B? Question 3 is going to get a little tougher. Which of these killer whales is more healthy? Option A or option B? Now, if you're having trouble with this one, key in on this feature. Look there. Question 4, I'm going to make it harder. Which of these humans is more healthy? Option A or option B? Question 5, which of these humans is more healthy? Option A or B? Now, what was it about those images that clued you in on the health status of those living things? Did it have something to do with their physical structure or their posture? See, that's kind of our innate way of thinking with these types of things. When we see a plant that's wilting, we automatically assume it's missing something. So the question then, when you see a plant like this that's wilting, is what would you do to increase its health status? Well, first thing you'd probably do is add water, right? Next, you might look to the amount of light that it's getting. Maybe you need to add sunlight. Finally, you might think to add nutrients to the soil, right? Maybe it needs some fertilizer. That's automatically the way that we think with these types of things. We see a plant that's wilting and we say, what is it missing? What do I need to add to improve its health status? But for some strange reason, that intuition is not carrying over to human beings. So this journal article from 2016 shows that over 85% of our population is wilting. They're suffering from what's called posture prolapse. Okay? And just like with a plant, when you see a posture that's wilting, it means something. Okay? It means that their health status is compromised. Now, according to the American Journal of Preventive Medicine, inefficient posture and the poor breathing habits that it causes inevitably leads to pathological dysfunction. Okay? It leads to pathology. And what type of pathology are we talking about? Well, everything from temporomandibular joint dysfunction, jaw problems, to headaches, to neck and back problems, to disc bulges, to neurological compromise like carpal tunnel syndrome and thoracic outlet syndrome. Even things like depression have been tied to posture. Beyond that, the Journal of the American Geriatric Society actually found that people with posture prolapse were more likely to die. They were 2.5 times more likely to die from atherosclerosis. They're twice as likely to die from lung-related conditions, and 1.5 times more likely to die from anything and everything. And what I want to share with you now is, what do we need to add to improve the health status of these wilting human beings, these people that are suffering from posture prolapse? So let's jump into that. When it comes to permanently improving your posture, active traction is one of the most effective techniques in existence. It's also one of only a handful of techniques that has demonstrated repeatedly an ability to reintroduce the normal curvature back into your spine. And that's the reason why active traction was chosen as a cornerstone for the Pain Fix protocol. Now, even though our active traction unit is a simple device, its mechanism of action in your body is quite complex. So I want to take a minute and go over with you guys exactly what active traction is and how it works. So let's get into it. Active traction uses strategically placed concentrated load to trigger what's called a counter pressure response in your body. Now, over time, through a combination of increased muscular strength and endurance and biofeedback, your body is conditioned and trained into the optimal position to resist the pull of gravity. So what you're looking at here is a person that's shifting into a posture prolapse. And there are a couple ways that you can tell. First, when you compare this structure to ideal posture, you can see that the curvature of the neck here is positioned way behind the gravity line, which is indicated in orange. In contrast to normal posture, the curvature of the neck actually extends out in front of the gravity line. The second thing that you want to notice is this nice, smooth, gentle curvature here in the middle portion of the back. And you contrast that to this big sweeping curve or hyperkyphosis with somebody who's in a posture prolapse. Now that curvature was put there on purpose to counterbalance the head, which increases in weight significantly as it shifts into a forward head position. As it gets heavier on one side, your body will detect that your structure's out of balance, and it'll begin shifting this middle section of the spine outward in order to counterbalance you and keep that golf ball positioned in the middle on the tee. So what'll happen then when I come along and I place an active traction unit on top of this person's head that concentrates a load on one side of the structure? Gravity will begin acting disproportionately on the structure, pulling down hard here. Now this extra downward pull is a force that your body is not accustomed to. And your body doesn't like feeling like it's being pulled out of balance. It doesn't like feeling like the golf ball is going to fall off of the tee. And so what your brain will intelligently do is it'll begin activating the muscles on the back side of that gravity line, the muscles that hold you up against gravity all day long. And it'll turn those on in a very intense way to elicit what's called a counter pressure response. So it's going to turn those muscles on very intensely, and that's going to end up pulling the head up and back. And as that head pulls up and back, it becomes 10 pounds lighter for each inch that it shifts backward. And so the need for this outward bowing in the middle part of the back goes away. And what happens is, as these muscles cinch up, it actually drives the middle portion of your back forward. And so you get this effect. As you pull that head back and drive that middle spine forward, you're bringing all the little individual joints of the spine into better alignment with one another. And this creates way easier and way more efficient movement. But it's doing something else that's very interesting. It's creating this subconscious expectation inside of your brain to be in the optimal position to resist the pull of gravity, which is exaggerated by wearing the active traction unit at all times. So your brain is now expecting to be in that more challenging position. And over time, you're actually building the muscular strength and stamina to keep you in that optimal position for the rest of your life. And that's the magic of active traction. I hope you found this video interesting. For more information on permanently transforming your posture or to pick up an active traction unit, visit us at painfixprotocol.com.